You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Right now at 7, the Joplin Memorial Run took its final lap Saturday. Our very own Samantha Walker was there. It shares how race participants took their last run. Plus, Joplin police came to the rescue of a man threatening to jump off of a bridge. And we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms and some very gusty winds not associated with thunderstorms directly, at least. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door, coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Chris Warner. It is just after 7 a.m. on this Monday morning. And we've had some showers, we've had some thunderstorms out there, and we will have the latest on that. We have an alert day for Tuesday for the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms out there as well. We'll break all that down here in just a few minutes with your forecast to get you out the door. But first, after more than a decade, the Joplin Memorial Run has officially crossed the finish line. KOAM Samantha Walker spoke with participants at the final race to learn how they made their last strides meaningful.
2, 1.
For the last time, runners have laced up their shoes for the Joplin Memorial Run.
I actually am recovering from arm surgery and a broken toe, so it's not going to be my best race, but I still wanted to compete and be here as part of the community to do this race one last time.
The race, which honors the victims of the 2011 Joplin tornado, is ending, with the race organizers citing declining participation and cost concerns. To mark the final race, roughly 2,400 participants from 28 states and 3 countries gathered to take to the streets.
I understand why it might be the last one, and I think it's a great legacy that they created, and it had a great run, and I'm sad to see it go, but not everything has to come to an end, I guess.
For many people at the Memorial Run, the race is personal. Many say they feel drawn to join the race due to connections to Joplin or family impacted by the tornado.
I wasn't a part of the community at that time, but I know and care about a lot of people who were. So it feels special, and I'm really honored to be able to be a part of remembering those victims.
I saw how the city recovered and stuck together and rebuilt, and of course, since my mom lived here and she's now not with us anymore, even though she didn't pass away in the tornado, I still feel like this helps me remember her as well, to be here and to run with all of these people.
And despite this being the end of the annual run, both runners and race organizers say it is not the end of remembering and honoring the 161 victims.
Just amazed at how fast Joplin came together and the surrounding area came together to support the people of Joplin and to remember everybody that perished here so many years ago.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The 161 race banners representing the victims of the Joplin tornado were given to the families following Sunday's race. And of course, it's been ongoing 13 years, a great community event to help remember that very dark day here in the city of Joplin. But as that one participant mentioned, not everything lasts forever. And of course, we won't forget that day either, not anytime soon, especially those of us who were here when it happened. And thankfully, not dealing with anything like that this morning, but we are dealing with some showers and thunderstorms out there. Quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker will show us where some of those are. Considerably less coverage now than what we had earlier this morning, but what we're also running into is between decaying thunderstorms and a wake low moving across southeast Kansas. We've had wind gusts unassociated with thunderstorms pushing 60 to 65 miles an hour across parts of southeastern Kansas. And that's why there's no warnings or anything, because they're not associated with storms. As you can see, things beginning to clear out. So we've had those wind gusts measured at the Coffeyville Airport more recently, and at about 5 this morning at the Chanute Airport. We do have a little thunder shower now rolling into Parsons. This one rolled through Coffeyville. It's roughly moving east-southeast, and so this thunderstorm is going to eventually make its way into Miami, Well, I'd say within the next half hour or so. And then as we head a little further to the east, still got some moderate rainfall for parts of Lawrence, Berry counties and into McDonald County. Most of McDonald County is still getting in on some showers. And Joplin, Carthage, Jasper County, Pittsburgh could get in on some of this activity depending on how well it does and whether or not it's able to hold its own rolling off to the east-southeast out there. We do have that possibility for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms today. However, latest data still suggests that any storms we see are really going to be confined to our very far northern counties this afternoon. May not even have an opportunity to be strong or severe before they roll out of here. However, tomorrow, as we mentioned, we have an alert day as we have an elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe thunderstorms across the entire area on our Tuesday and a low to elevated risk for some strong, potentially severe storms Wednesday. And we could still see strong storms as we head through the end of this week and the start of next week. 65 in Joplin right now, 64 in Pittsburgh. Roads are wet, but we are not seeing any new rainfall in those areas at this time. Temperatures for most of us into the mid 60s out there, a little warmer in Chanute, sitting at 70. As we go through today, temperatures again above average. We're going to be mid upper 80s out there, a bit muggy as well. Skies will start clearing as we head into the afternoon. I think the last of the showers and storms will be out of here 10 o'clock, maybe no later than 11 this morning as we dry out. We'll have more details in your full forecast, including our upcoming thunderstorm chances here in just a few minutes. Well, a situation involving a man threatening to jump off a bridge in Joplin has been resolved. Law enforcement were alerted to Saturday night at around 7:30 to a man straddling the railing over I-44 at exit 13 for Prigmore Avenue. Officials say the man was experiencing a mental health emergency. Both lanes of traffic were diverted while the situation was resolved. Officers spoke to the man from a distance and were able to get him away from the edge after about an hour. The man was not injured and was transported to the hospital for a mental evaluation. The Miners Hall Museum held a presentation Sunday called West Mineral Mining History. It was about strip mining, shaft mining, and the Big Brutus Museum. Presenters included Jimmy Lovell and Carmen Boquia. Attendees say it's a great opportunity to expand their knowledge about the area.
This history, this is why everybody's here. Is coal mining, and at one point I think this area produced a third of the United States coal. So without that history, I don't think Pittsburgh and Weir and West Mineral, would be here. So I think it's an important part of the background of this community.
Behind there.
Connect to Culture brought back a familiar face, or rather a familiar truck, concert truck, which was often used by the group before they moved into their downtown Cornell complex, was brought back to hold a few performances this past week. Organizers say having the truck back allows live music to be more accessible to the community.
I think that it originally started as an experiment to see where this music could exist. Having art in any place, access to anybody, I think is just important. So I'm glad to be able to participate in that.
Saturday's performance took place at the Joplin Empire Market. Well, coming up next, Trump's hush money trial is set to resume today. Fox News' CB Cotton shares what's next for the former president.
Affordable care.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, the container ship that caused the tragic partial collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore will finally get moved out to open up water traffic, rather. Maryland's Governor Wes Moore said yesterday that the MV Dolly, the Singapore-based container ship, will be cleared out of the Baltimore harbor this week. The Unified Command says the ship will be moved to a berth in the Port of Baltimore. Utility companies in the Houston area say they expect to get power restored to most residents by yesterday evening. A series of devastating storms ripped through the area last Thursday, leaving hundreds of thousands of people with no electricity, which meant no air conditioning in hot, humid conditions. Thunderstorms and hurricane-force winds slammed the city and the area around it, reducing businesses and other buildings to piles of debris, uprooting trees and shattering windows in skyscrapers. The sixth week of former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trials resumes today. Fox's CB Cotton has the latest on the trial from New York as it wraps up.
After 5 weeks, former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial is nearing its end. Monday is expected to wrap up testimony by Trump's ex-attorney Michael Cohen, one of the final witnesses called by the prosecution, as Trump's defense team completes cross-examination.
The prosecution's case is so weak that it's very hard to imagine that anyone can look at this and think that President Trump is truly guilty of a crime, because he is not.
Once Cohen is done testifying, prosecutors appear poised to rest their case. Still, Trump's lead lawyer, Todd Blanche, left open the possibility that Trump could take the witness stand himself, telling the judge last week he planned to discuss the possibility with the former president over the weekend. Throughout the case, Trump has been barred from publicly commenting on witnesses and jurors due to an ongoing gag order. But Thursday, nearly a dozen House Republicans flocked to the Manhattan courthouse, lending their support to Trump and speaking out on his behalf.
They want to be in his cabinet. They want to curry favor with him. They want to audition for being his running mate. It's just sad.
Trump maintains he is innocent of any wrongdoings and says the case is an attempt to keep him off the campaign trail with less than 6 months remaining until Election Day. Meantime, President Joe Biden, speaking to voters, took aim at Trump while campaigning in Detroit.
As they say where I come from, this guy's a different breed of cat. He's not your typical Republican.
The judge told lawyers to be ready for closing arguments as soon as Tuesday. In New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.
Those are some of our top stories in Nation Watch. We're going to take another quick look at your forecast, starting with a look outside from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. It's been a bit breezy, winds picking up. And remember, we've had some of these winds from a wake low out there across southeastern Kansas that were reaching gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line cloudy. Roads are wet, but the rain has stopped out there. And same from the MoDOT camera down in the Osho, but we've still got showers and storms out there. KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh also still wet roadways, but for the moment, no rainfall out there. One quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We're seeing some additional redevelopment up by Emporia near Chanute, outside into Lebec County near Parsons, Oswego. And this thunderstorm also picking up. Not expecting any severe weather, but we are getting some intensifying thunder showers out there. We're going to have another complete look at your forecast here in just a moment. And a little later, a New York woman turns to social media to help find a lost family heirloom. Of that story more when we come back.
Speak with a specialist.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's about 7:17 on this Monday morning, and thunderstorms, we had quite a few of them last night, a few this morning. We're starting to see less activity. However, that is allowing new little thunderstorms to start to develop out there. So let's start in southeast Kansas. We've got this thunderstorm just south of Parsons, one developing south of Chanute, getting ready to roll toward Erie. And then we have this thunderstorm that it started to die out. It started near Coffeyville, picked up a bit, started to die, but it's beginning to re-intensify as it moves in to northeastern Oklahoma. So it's in parts of Craig County, moving into western Ottawa County as this little thunderstorm gets going. Not anticipating any severe weather out of this activity, but more thunder, more lightning, more heavy rain out there. All of this activity continuing to slide off to the east-southeast. Still got some heavy rain down around Cassville, Pineville, through McDonald County, and this thunderstorm will continue its track into McDonald County. This thunderstorm, again, giving it a rough track right through here, and if this one holds, that's going to put it into the Joplin metro area at some point this morning, if it holds. But again, they're starting to pick back up. Watch how quickly these guys develop. We've even got some developing up around Emporia, so we'll keep an eye on them. Again, not anticipating any severe weather from these thunderstorms, but they've been very electrical across the area. We also still have this low-wind risk for strong storms, maybe some low-grade severe storms later this afternoon across the northern half of our area. But again, the latest data is still suggesting at this point, and hopefully it holds true, that we're just going to see maybe a few showers, maybe a couple of storms in our far northern counties this afternoon, and they may not even have an opportunity to intensify before they move out of here with the stronger storms and more severe weather staying to our north. However, for our Tuesday, that's not going to be the case, and that's why on Tuesday we do have an alert day out there. Because we have that elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe thunderstorms across the entire area. So again, tomorrow is an alert day. All severe hazards are possible, but the greater threat appears to be with damaging wind gusts and large hail. Wednesday, we have a low to elevated risk for strong to severe thunderstorms across the area, mainly in our southern counties. And we could see additional strong storms as we head through the end of the week and maybe even as late as next Monday with this active weather pattern. So here we are at noon, a few stray showers out in our far northern counties. And then again, maybe a stray storm late tonight in our very far northern counties. The rest of us, though, look at all this. Well above average, to the tune of about 10 degrees, maybe even upwards of 15 degrees above normal as we go mid-upper 80s today. South winds occasionally gusting around 30. And skies will start to clear. I think the last of these storms should be out of here no later than 11 this morning. And we'll have clear skies overnight. And as we start our Tuesday, and then Tuesday by the late morning, early afternoon, a few showers, then we'll start to see more thunderstorms firing up out here. And this is when our severe threat really starts to ramp up. I think the better opportunity for more organized severe weather is looking to be between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. tomorrow, with a line of showers and thunderstorms rolling through, bringing us that potential for severe weather across the area. Then as we go into our Wednesday, we're looking at scattered storms throughout the entire day. So this is at 7 a.m. Already showers, thunderstorms out there for some of us, and it will continue to be the case. Just rounds of showers and thunderstorms throughout the morning and into the afternoon. By the afternoon, that's when our opportunity for some strong, potentially severe thunderstorms will be. And then by tomorrow evening, those will be out of here. Again, very warm today, highs into the upper 80s. Alert day tomorrow, highs into the mid 80s. Thunderstorm chances continue again all the way through next Monday. We could see additional strong, potentially severe thunderstorms out there, so we'll keep an eye on that. And we'll start to clear out by next Tuesday. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this. A New York woman's long-lost family heirloom has finally been found, and it's all thanks to a post shared nationwide on Facebook. Catherine Huntley reports.
I make stained glass and a bunch of other things.
Celia Bashaw showing me some of her art at her home in Plattsburgh. But it's a piece of art that's missing, that's on her mind.
It was lost a really long time ago, and it was lost when my mom was still alive, so she was also looking for it.
The leopard carving made by her great-uncle Chuck was accidentally sold by the family while cleaning out her grandmother's house after she passed away. Bashaw always wondered what happened to it, and a couple weeks ago she decided to post a message on Facebook.
I was a little skeptical on posting it. I was like, if people have so much more other things to worry about, more important things to worry about than like my lost heirloom.
The long shot post featured an old picture of her mother and family standing in front of the carving of the leopard. It was shared nearly 600 times across the country, as far away as Arizona. After her Facebook post was shared nationwide, Celia Bashaw was surprised to find that all she would have to do is drive from Plattsburgh to Rutland. She got to be reunited with her family's artwork, a family heirloom now at last.
And I finally got a message request from this man, and he was like, "Hey, it's so funny that you posted that because we have one just like it."
And I says, "Oh my God," I says, "we have one just like that."
Down in Rutland, Chris McCarraher and her partner Phil Matt made the connection.
Kind of pattern.
Glass eyes.
Just that chills. Oh my God. And here she's looking for this, and we have one, and it was just amazing.
Chris and Phil love to go to yard sales and found this a few years ago at a sale in Pittsford. They contacted Bashaw and decided on a very reduced price she could afford, and she was reunited with the wood carving once again.
I can't wait to put little knickknacks and stuff on it.
With all the bad news and everything going around, it's good to see something really nice and somebody gets
There's enough bad in the world. You got to have a little good.
It's like a 1 in a million chance. They made it important to them because it was important to me, So that's everything.
Bashaw plans to pass the carving down to her daughter. For now, when she looks at it, it's a reminder of her mother's love and the kindness of strangers.
I wish I could tell my mom about it right now. She would be so elated. She was looking for it forever.
That's certainly impressive. Be able to find that too after all these years and still be able to track down the family that has it. The power of social media. It's good. It's got its bad. Thankfully, this one was good. Well, coming up, One Area organization is allowing people to experience other cultures through food. And showers and thunderstorms redeveloping across parts of southeastern Kansas. Well, I'm there. Look at that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It is currently 7:29. I'm Chris Warner. I am not Elise Noe. She is not with us this morning, but she will, of course, return tomorrow, I'm sure. PetSense in Pittsburgh held a dog trainer meet and greet Sunday afternoon. Now, the event was free to all attendees and allowed them to learn more about dog trainers and the services they provide. Those who attended were able to ask questions and seek advice with an experienced dog trainer, as well as view demonstrations.
I'm excited about the opportunity to just kind of get my business and our information out there to the public. I've been teaching these classes for almost 8 years now, and so I have had a chance to work with a large part of the community, but I think that we're trying to kind of make sure everyone in our community knows that we're here and a resource to them when they're working with their dog.
Sunday's event took place from 2 to 5. And March for Jesus 2024 took place in Joplin Saturday. Residents from all over the area were able to come together and spend time as the group marched from 7th and Main to Landreth Park. Those who participated were encouraged to bring flags, worship banners, and of course, some comfortable walking shoes.
My favorite part of today is just getting to be with people of my same belief. And communicating with them, fellowshipping with them, being just around people that believe, they have the same beliefs that I have, and also being able to speak to others. I like people.
The march began at 9 Saturday morning. And the 4th annual Sheet Farm Homestead Festival took place Saturday in Garland, Kansas. The festival allows patrons to experience how things were done in the good old days. Those who attended also got to visit a wide array of vendors and participate in activities for all ages and even get a tour of the farm.
I just want people to have a really healthy, whole outlook on how they can live their life in work, knowing how fun work is, how entertaining work is, and how beneficial it is to work.
Festival took place from 10 to 6. And we've still got scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Some redevelopment taking place across parts of southeastern Kansas and into northeastern Oklahoma. And we will begin our radar tour in southeastern Kansas, where you can see we've got some thunderstorms south of Chanute and near Erie out there this morning. And as we head a little further south, a thunderstorm rolling into Miami right now. A little bit more lightning with this storm as it's intensified just a little bit out there. In fact, we can do a quick check. It's not a lot, but still, that's 9 lightning strikes in just that small area in a very short period of time. And you got to remember how dangerous and deadly lightning can be out there. And we've got a few showers still lingering into parts of Newton, McDonald, and Berry counties. And we'll see these thunderstorms continue to push off to the east-southeast across the area this morning. We're not anticipating any additional severe weather with this activity. However, we'll keep an eye on it, of course, for you. It's just reading some information here. I want to make sure I've got the latest information on all of this. So here's a look at our severe risk. As you can see, we do have a low-end risk in the northern half of our area today for some strong to low-grade severe thunderstorms. However, it appears as though that threat is going to be very minimal. And based on this morning's activity, that could have a significant impact on what we may or may not see later this afternoon and evening. Tomorrow, though, is an alert day. We do have an elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe thunderstorms thunderstorms across the entire area. All hazards are possible, but the greater concerns right now are with damaging wind gusts and large hail. Wednesday, a low to elevated risk for strong to severe thunderstorms as well. Quick look outside. Yeah, that's sunshine that we're getting, which is part of what's helping some of these storms redevelop out there. 65 in Joplin and in Pittsburgh as well. Temperatures around the area this morning, we're all into roughly the mid 60s. We're starting to see some upper 60s and even some low 70s out there. Today,
a meal. Everyone has their favorite. One that might remind them of a trip and experience. Or more often, one that reminds them of home and family.
Everybody talks about the universal language. I think that the universal language can be brought down to food too. You know, everybody's wanting to try something a little different.
RAISE is a nonprofit organization that helps support area immigrants and refugees. They invited the community to an international potluck, where people were encouraged to come and experience new dishes and meet people from all around the world.
By bringing them in and letting them see these families and these individuals that have come from such a hard life but are so passionate and so excited to be here in the United States and to get to have this time to connect with each other is just a really big role that RAISE wants to play.
The potluck did not cost any money to attend, and community members were not required to bring a dish to participate. Organizers say they were inspired to hold the event to help the community better connect with each other.
It's kind of one of those things that just stretches across all cultures. Everybody needs to eat, and it's really intimate. Eating is something that you do with your family, and so I think when you invite people to eat with you, you're saying, hey, you're a part of my family and I want to spend this time with you.
Attendees say the International Potluck is a great way to try new things that they may not have had the chance to do so before, all while helping people feel a little more at home.
I knew that I wanted to reach out to people who maybe didn't feel like they've fully settled into our community yet and learn about their stories and other cultures and where they've came from.
Reporting in Webb City, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Organizers from RAISE say they hope to hold similar events in the future to help further unite the community. And that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, it's a bittersweet goodbye for one fifth grade class and a senior living center as the two spent some quality time together. We're going to hear more on the special bond that was made.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Memorial Day sale is this weekend. Doorbusters are up to 50% off.
In Consumer Watch this morning, some Disneyland performers successfully vote to unionize. The Actors Equity Association says workers in parades and characters departments at Disney's parks near Los Angeles voted to join the union over the weekend. Nearly 80% of the performers voted in favor of joining the union. The association says it will discuss ways to improve safety, wages, and benefits at the parks before it meets with the Walt Disney Company for contract negotiations. Frontier Airlines announcing it is getting rid of flight change fees and adding 4 new fare options. The airline, which rivals Allegiant and Spirit Airlines for its cheap fare, charges as much as $99 for flight changes. As of May 17th, they've introduced bundles for these services, although flyers can still choose each individual service if they would like. The department estimates the change will save consumers more than $500 million annually. Elon Musk says the social media platform formerly known as Twitter has completed its transition to X. The site's URL is now x.com. It's been about a year and a half since Musk completed his $44 billion acquisition of Twitter. A message on the site's login page says privacy and data protection settings remain unchanged. Well, besides being mindful of what you post online, it could wind up being seen by potential future employers. Communication experts say there's many etiquette tips people should be reminded of when it comes to technology usage in our public and private lives. Fox News' Sue Guzman takes a closer look at how you can avoid being a menace to society while on your devices.
Most people don't like coming across as rude, but in the digital world where it seems like everyone's faces are glued to a screen, communication experts say it's not a bad idea to have a refresher on technology etiquette, especially when you're out in public.
It's become much more acceptable for individuals to document our lives
through photos, through social media. But you need to be wary of who else is in those photos, because you don't really have permission, to get the people walking down the street.
Sheila Cotton of Clemson University says you should also be aware of the types of conversations you're having on the phone.
Do you really want people sitting beside you on the subway to know about your work stress that you're experiencing, or a frustration that you have with your significant other?
The same can be said about listening to music or watching videos without headphones. Meanwhile, when it comes to polite technology use around friends and family,
we have found that when you're engaging in interaction with other people, if the other person is on their device and not paying attention and not present in that interaction, that it can be distressing for the other individual. And particularly for older adults, when their children and grandchildren come over to visit, if the kids are on their devices constantly and not interacting with the grandparents.
Unless the person you're interacting with is also on their phone.
Be present in your interactions. Save your device time for later.
Sue Guzman, Fox News.
Those are our top consumer stories. Now let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
At Miss Daisy's, we're located at 2702 Richard Joseph Boulevard.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:43 now on this Monday morning, and we're seeing some additional showers and thunderstorms developing across southeastern Oklahoma. My goodness, it's been a long morning. Southeastern Kansas into northeastern Oklahoma. I'm not sure what's going on in southeast Oklahoma. I haven't looked lately, but we do have these scattered storms out there. Now, no severe weather with this activity, but you can see we've got a storm to the southwest of Oswego, some showers around Columbus, another storm south of Erie. We travel a little further north. We're seeing additional development in between Iola and Fort Scott. And we travel a little further north than that. We've got more development southwest of Garnett out there. Back into Oklahoma, this little thunder shower has really picked up. Again, it's not severe, but it is a bigger storm, a little bit more lightning out there as it rolls through the Miami area and the northeastern portions of Craig County. Then we head off into the Missouri side. You're getting a break for most of you for now, but we're going to watch this activity as it continues to slide off to the east out there. Still some showers around Cassville and into McDonald and Newton counties as that storm near Miami is going to clip right about through here. But we've got all this activity and picking up across the area as it begins to roll on off to the east out there. So we do have a low wind risk for some strong to low grade severe thunderstorms with all hazards possible in the northern half of our area. And with this new development, of course, there's been some new data that's come out, so we'll keep an eye on those storms for you. It still looks as though, at least for today, the better chances of more organized severe weather should stay off to our north. However, tomorrow is an alert day, and this is why. We have an elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe thunderstorms across the area for our Tuesday. We have a low to elevated risk for strong to severe storms on our Wednesday, and the new extended severe weather outlook has come out. And at least in our southern counties right now, we have a risk for severe storms on our Thursday as well. We have a very active week ahead of us here. Let's start with the future track for today into tomorrow and Wednesday. So again, this future track, not the latest data that it hasn't fully updated yet, but we are seeing those showers and storms out to the east. They should still be out of here by 11 noon at the latest. And again, some of them in our northern counties might be a little stronger. Most of us today are going to be clear and dry as we head through the afternoon hours, and very warm. Highs today, mid-upper 80s out there, maybe even close to 90 for some of you, when our average highs are not that far off of this. We should be in the upper 70s out there. And then as we head into our Tuesday, here comes that boundary. Few initial showers, and then as we head into the afternoon, more showers and thunderstorms across the area, some of which could be strong to severe. All hazards are possible tomorrow, but the greater threat at this point looks to be wind, damaging wind gusts, and large hail. These, and the best opportunity, by the way, for organized severe weather tomorrow is going to be between, at this point, roughly, say, 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. That's not to say we couldn't see anything outside that window, maybe a little earlier in the day, but the better chances for organized severe weather later later in the afternoon and evening hours. And then again by 10, that begins to slide out of here. We don't get much of a break before we head into Wednesday morning. Showers, thunderstorms begin firing up across the area. Roughly the time we're on the air Wednesday morning. Showers and thunderstorms, some of these could be strong to low-grade severe initially. And as we head into the afternoon hours, that's when our better chances of more organized severe weather will come in. But this batch will be out of here by Wednesday evening, ahead of more strong to severe thunderstorms on our Thursday. A lot to keep an eye on. Alert day tomorrow, mid-80s, thunderstorms. Kind of getting the idea here. This continues all the way into Monday. A little cooler on Wednesday, warming back up heading into the weekend, and maybe a break from the storms by next Tuesday. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Bridgewater Roofing is the one to call if you need a new roof, or right here on Fox 14.
Well, it was a bittersweet day at one adult rehab home in Lansing, Kansas. The residents there threw a graduation celebration for the area fifth graders. These fifth graders have been spending some time with the seniors over the past few months. Alan Shope reports.
We come here to hang out with the residents and make them feel really good.
Lansing Elementary, soon to be middle school, sixth grader Amara has a really good heart.
Sometimes we give them drawings and we just love seeing them so happy.
Earlier this year, Amara and her classmates got the idea to walk over to Lansing Care and Rehab Center just to spend time with the residents there. Whether it's reading a book with them or just chatting, it's time, they say, is all about celebrating the seniors who live there.
The kids came up with the idea when we were reading a novel, and there was some kids in the book that were doing community service at a nursing home, and they thought that's something that we could do as an outreach program.
So once a month, the conversations began.
Did you like your job?
Students having lunch, playing games, even playing music. Bonding friendships throughout the school year.
I hope that they have developed some empathy.
It's 22 fifth graders that made 5 different trips here to the home, and for their effort, the residents here giving them a graduation gift.
I have chess.
It's the fifth graders' last trip here before moving on to sixth grade, and saying goodbye for both students and residents can be a little tough.
It's kind of weird when you go to a new school.
And it's really rewarding as a person to make others feel good.
That's very, very cool. Well, many of the students say even though they are moving on, they hope they can visit their friends again in the future. And we've got some friends visiting us again this morning. We're seeing redevelopment of some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Let's take a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. I want to take a closer look at that guy there in Lebec County, south of Oswego. He's not significant, but he's a bit bigger than he used to be. These thunderstorms will continue to develop. No information on him, so he's not strong or severe at this point. But we are seeing redevelopment of showers and thunderstorms across southeastern Kansas, all the way up to Garnett, stretching back toward Osage City, outside of our immediate area. Down in Miami, still got that one thunderstorm. Seems to have really slowed down as it got a little bigger out there. So still dealing with some heavy rain in northeastern Craig County and across a good portion of Ottawa County. The Missouri side of things, we're calming down, at least for the time being. Still some light showers out there in Barry County, McDonald, and Newton counties, but we got more storms on the way, more developing across southeastern Kansas. And again, these will continue to shift off to the east-southeast. So look at how quickly these guys get going. As a matter of fact, we're getting a little bit of sunshine out there for some of you, which is what's contributing to these storms getting going again. Aha! The new update has come out. This is good news. We have general thunderstorms for us today. That severe threat has been removed. I suspected that would be the case because it really wasn't looking like much in the way of severe weather for us today. Tomorrow, however, is an alert day. We have an elevated to enhanced risk for strong to severe thunderstorms across the area. Between roughly 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. is the best window. Low to elevated risk for strong to severe thunderstorms Wednesday, and a risk for more severe weather as we head into Thursday, especially into our southern counties out there. We'll have another look at your forecast, news you need to know right after this.
Who says you need to travel?
Here's a look at today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Joplin law enforcement was alerted Saturday night around 7:30 to a man straddling the railing over the I-44 exit 13 for Prigmore Avenue. Officials say the man was experiencing a mental health emergency. Both lanes of traffic were diverted while the situation was resolved. Officers spoke to the man from a distance and they were able to get him away from the edge after about an hour. Man was not injured and was transported to the hospital for a mental evaluation. The Miners Hall Museum held a presentation Sunday called West Mineral Mining History. It concerned topics regarding strip mining, shaft mining, and the Big Brutus Museum. Presenters included Jimmy Lovell and Carmen Boquia. Attendees say it's a great opportunity to expand their knowledge about the area. And Connect Culture brought a familiar musical experience back. The concert truck, which was often used by them before they got their downtown Cornell complex, was brought back to hold a few performances this past week. Organizers say having the truck back allows live music to be more accessible to the community. We're going to take a quick look. Skywatch Storm Tracker. We've got scattered thunderstorms redeveloping over southeastern Kansas. We're not anticipating any severe weather. We've got this one good cell down here just to the south of Oswego, so you're probably seeing the lightning, maybe getting some light showers, but again, not anticipating any severe weather with this activity. We do have that alert day tomorrow, so today highs into the upper 80s, near 90. South winds gusting to 30 will start clearing as we head into the afternoon. Alert day tomorrow for more severe weather possible. More severe weather possible for some of us Wednesday and Thursday. Thunderstorm chances continue until next Monday, so a lot to keep an eye on. A very active week and a weekend ahead of us. Well, bright comet fragment lit up the skies in a dazzling display over parts of Spain and Portugal late on Saturday. In both countries, video shot in several cities and towns went viral on social media, showing the object crossing the night sky at high speed and illuminating it in bright green tones of blue and green. During a concert in the Portuguese city of Barcelos, the object was filmed streaking across the sky as the singer performed. Talk about an extra performers. They bring fireworks, pyrotechnics, all sorts of cool things to their concerts. This guy brought a comet. How about that? Well, that's going to do it for us for now. Thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We will be back with more news and weather today at noon. Thanks for joining us.